Dr. Anne Maundu, a lead researcher from Kenyatta University, is at the forefront of this change. Through the Blue Empowerment Project's hands-on workshops, she's helping coastal communities, especially women, bridge the gap between traditional knowledge and scientific practice.
The work package has managed to coordinate several training sessions on gender empowerment, which have taken place in Kwale and Kilifi. And this one has really helped in terms of breaking the cultural norms and barriers that normally affect women to take up on specific roles within the aquaculture sector. And then the other thing is that we have seen with the gender trainings, the women that used to be less vocal, when we began, a majority used to even fear expressing themselves. But now we've seen a lot of change. They are coming out strongly and boldly, and they are able to express themselves.
My experience with facilitating hands-on practical sessions has been very interesting. And one of the things I have picked while interacting with the participants is that because they are coming from the community and many of them don't have so much advanced form of knowledge in terms of education, they don't like the theoretical bit so much. But when we engage them from a hands-on practical perspective, they really understand very well, and you find that the concepts that we are disseminating to them are easy to understand. So I can say that hands-on practical sessions are far much better as compared to theoretical sessions, especially when you are dealing with communities. When it comes to setting up of a seaweed farm, one of the key things that you have to begin with is the site selection, where you are going to carry out the farming. And there are various parameters that are going to inform you on the site suitability. And one of them is we look at various parameters. We are going to look at physical-chemical parameters, so we have to look at the temperature, whether the temperature is good for seaweed farming. We have to ensure that the drainage around, we don't have the influence of fresh water coming in, because seaweed is purely a marine plant, so it doesn't want fresh water to interfere with its growth. And then another key thing is the seabed. For seaweed to do very well, we need, and because we have different methods of growing seaweed, here in Kenya and especially in Kibuyuni, we have what we call the off-bottom seaweed method. This is the simplest method, and this is the easiest, especially for our women, to adopt it, because we depend on the tides. And so what happens during the low tide, you are able now to go and look at the seabed. So we want a place that is not rocky, and the substrate itself is not muddy. So we want a sandy substrate that is not muddy and it's not rocky, for the women to be able to put the sticks that are needed to hold the strings for growing seaweed. Once the farmers have harvested the seaweed, they normally carry it to the drying racks. They have what we call drying racks. So they go and distribute, they go and put their seaweed on those racks. And then you will find that they will have several activities, like sorting out the seaweed to remove any impurities that may be part of the seaweed. And then they will keep on, because it takes around 3 to 5 days for the seaweed to dry. So they will keep on coming and flipping the seaweed, turning it over, helping it with the drying process. And then once the seaweed has dried very well, now they are able to take it to the factory. And when they take it to the factory, the community can choose either to package it in the drying bags and await a buyer, or alternatively, they normally pick a section of the dried seaweed and now use it for value addition. And this is where now they come up with products like soaps, the lotions, the gels, the hand washes, etc.